Hey, what's up, wool hatters? Is it okay for me to call us wool hatters? I don't know. It just slipped out when I was sitting here trying to fix the lighting in here, and I don't know. It's been a crazy day today. I think I've mentioned this before that I film my videos on the weekends because I work like a real job during the week, Monday through Friday. I work at a law firm. So I don't know why you need to know that. But anyway, but I do work, and so I have to do my video on the weekend. So today's been a crazy day. And you guys, I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but here in Houston, Texas, it is hot, okay? It's October, and today I think it was like, I got in my car and it said it was 98 degrees. Wasn't that a boy band too? I think it was a boy band too, but it really was 98 degrees. No pun intended. And everybody say hi to Frank. Frank's here today. Well, his head's not, but his head's not in the shot, but his folded arms are. So, I don't know why you would even care, but it's one of my favorite photos of him. But this is not about Frank Sinatra. This is about the monkeys. So we're just gonna move on from there. Okay, so, sorry, I'm in a weird mood today. Have you ever been in one of those weird moods where you just kind of see, I can't even talk, where you say silly stuff and you just think, God, what am I doing? Okay, so today's story time is gonna be kind of funny. Well, it's funny to me. It's a funny memory. I hope you guys think it's funny. I'm sure you will. Okay, so let me just get started. I'm sorry, and I am like loaded on caffeine right now, so just bear with me. Okay, so ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a singer, and I really wanted to be like on Broadway and do like musicals and stuff. But I used to like I said last week, I used to take my mom's records and like put on little shows and stuff like that. And she also bought me records like for the like Broadway musicals and stuff like that. So I was always putting on like little shows and singing and dancing and stuff. So my mom, seeing that I had like a passion for that, she put me in lessons. So I took dance, and she got me a vocal teacher. And I was with this vocal teacher from the age of, I would say, 9 to 14. And his name was Thomas Page. But I called him Teach, and he called me Kid. He was from New York, and he was a classically trained opera singer. And he was old when I started taking lessons from him. So I think he's probably not with us anymore. I would assume, because he was old when I started with him. But Teach was a funny guy, and he looked like an opera singer. Like, he was the stereotype of an opera singer. He was kind of portly, and he had like a mustache goatee thing, and he had gray hair, and he had a really great sense of humor, but he also was like kind of serious when it came to music. So he didn't play around, basically. And so when I was 12, every year he would do like a showcase for his students, and like we would perform, and the showcase was at his studio. It wasn't like a big deal, and just mostly the parents were there. So, but he would do this. And so when I was 12 and it came time for the showcase, Teach sat down with me and asked me what I wanted to do what song I wanted to do for the showcase, because we had been working on several different songs, and all of them were like Gershwin or, Rodgers and Hammerstein, which I loved, but I wanted to do something different that year. And so I told Teach, I said, Teach, I want to do something different this year. I want to do a song by the Monkees. And Teach looked at me like I had grown 2 heads. And he said, you want to do what? And I said, I want to do a song by the Monkees. It's called Zor and Zam. And he was like, what is it called? And I said, Zor and Zam. And I said, do you want me to sing it for you? And he just sighed, and he sat back, folds his arms, not unlike Frank back here, and closes his eyes, and I sing like the first few bars of the song. And when I was done, he opened his eyes and he said, what kind of song is that? And I said, it's a song that the Monkees do. And I said, I think my voice is really well suited to it, don't you think? And he's like, kid, your voice sounds fine, but I don't understand what that song is about. And I said, well, it's just a song, you know? I was 12. How was I going to explain what Zor and Zam, what the meaning of that song is? You guys know what that song, you know it. So it's like, how do you explain what that song is even about? I don't think it's really about anything. It's just a song, you know? And so he's like, sing it for me again. So I was singing it again. And I said, I really, really, really want to do this song. And he was like, I think you should do Someone to Watch Over Me. You sound really great on that song. You've been working on that song for the past 3 months. You sound great. You're ready to do that song. And I was like, but I don't want to do that song. I was like, every year I do one of the old standards. I was like, I want to do this song. And so he gave me, you know, the classic adult answer, let me think about it, which you guys know, right? That usually means no. When an adult says, let me think about it, that usually means no. Actually, even adult to adult, I think, when we say, let me think about it, that's like, eventually we're all gonna say no, correct? Am I right about that? So anyway, I went home from my lesson and I was like telling my mom in the car on the way home, I was like, he's not gonna let me do the song. And my mom was like, well, he probably knows what's best for you. And I'm just like, Mom, he doesn't understand, you know, and he didn't understand because he doesn't, you know, he didn't listen to that kind of music. He has no idea. And so the next week I went back and it was probably about 2 weeks before this showcase when I went back. And so we rehearsed Someone to Watch Over Me. And then when it was done, I said, Teach, you know, did you have time to think about it? I mean, about Zor and Zam, are you gonna let me do it? And he sighed and he said, let me tell you something, kid. He said, I would not let anyone else do something this crazy, but for you, you're gonna do this song. And he said, but let me tell you something. First of all, I don't want any Mickey Dolenz Grace Slick impersonations. You hear me? He's like, you're gonna do this song as you. And I was like, okay. Because first of all, at that point, I had no idea who Grace Slick was. I just didn't. I had to ask my mom. And then she put on a record of Jefferson Airplane, and then I understood what she was talking about. And I actually think I heard somewhere or read somewhere that Mickey said that he kind of had Grace Slick in mind when he was singing the way he styled that song was inspired by Grace Slick. So it kind of makes sense. If you listen back to it, listen to that Zor and Zam, and then listen to Jefferson Airplane, listen to Grace Slick sing White Rabbit and Somebody to Love, and you'll kind of hear the similarity, which, I mean, is really awesome if you think about it. So do that. It's a fun experiment. Do it. Listen to those two songs, and then you kind of see where Mickey kind of got his inspiration for it, I think. But, or if not, it's just an uncanny coincidence. But listen to those songs, and then you'll know what I mean. So what had happened was, though, some kid had dropped out. I say some kid, I was a kid, but some kid had dropped out of the showcase, and so there was a spot open. And so I had to do the Gershwin song and do Zor and Zam. And Teach decided that I was gonna close the show with Zor and Zam. Can you imagine closing a show with Zor and Zam? I mean, it's crazy, right? And what's even crazier is that for the Gershwin song, for Someone to Watch Over Me, I had on like a blue gown. It was like a floor length, like almost like a ball gown. And I had like a white flower in my hair, kind of like Billie Holiday-esque. And So there was no time though for me to change for Zor and Zam. So I had to perform Zor and Zam in my blue ball gown and the white flower in my hair. And to make it even funnier, my accompaniment for Zor and Zam was Teach on the piano. So he was playing Zor and Zam on the piano. And it was freaking hilarious, you guys. I wish we had video or at the very least audio of it, because it was the most hilarious thing. And he was really perturbed because he had to learn the song by ear. So he had to listen to Zor and Zam, I don't know how many times, and he had to come up with an arrangement on the piano to do. Can you imagine this, you guys? You know the song, so come on. And he's like pounding it out on the piano, and he's very perturbed, and I'm glancing over at him when I'm singing, and I can see him just out in my peripheral vision, and I can tell he's just really perturbed. But I'm smiling and singing Zor and Zam in my blue ball gown while Teach is pounding it out on the piano. And the reason he told me he had to learn it by ear, and these are his words, he said, "I can't find the GD sheet music for this song." So he was very, very perturbed with me, but he must have really liked me because he agreed, obviously, to do the song, and he learned how to play the song by ear. But I can tell you for sure, I don't think he felt any different about the Monkees after all of that. Actually, I think he may have disliked them more, unfortunately, because of me. But in any event, he learned Zor and Zam, and I'm willing to bet that was one of the most unforgettable moments in his teaching history. I know it was unforgettable for me because it was just freaking hilarious. And I just loved the confused looks on the parents' faces as I was singing the song too. And at the time, I just really didn't care. And I would look at like in the audience, and my mom was there, and my mom's smiling from ear to ear. My mom's just so proud of me for doing this. And there's a couple other people that are smiling, but most of the parents collectively were just very confused. I don't think they understood what the song was about, and I don't think they understood why a 12-year-old girl was standing up there singing it in a blue gown and white flower in her hair. So the next time you hear Zor and Zam, just think about 12-year-old Cheryl in a blue ball gown singing it while her voice teacher is pounding it out on the piano. Pretty unforgettable stuff, you know. I don't know. It's just one of my favorite memories, you guys. So, and remember, you guys probably already know this stuff. You already know. You probably know more about the Monkees than I do, and that's something I want to address really quick. I'm not like involved, and I haven't actually seen the comments, but I have heard that there are people who have made comments to you guys about how because you're young, you don't know anything about the Monkees, you don't know anything about this music. And I just want you to know that it doesn't matter how long you've been a fan. You're a fan. If you just picked this up 2 weeks ago and started jamming out to the Monkees, and you love their music and you love the TV show, whatever, you're a freaking fan, okay? And don't let anyone tell you any different. And just because somebody's bitter or whatever because you're young and they're not anymore, just let it go. Don't let it bother you, because let me tell you something. I'm way older than all of y'all. Like, way older. But I have so much respect for you guys. I think you probably know more about the Monkees and their music and understand more about it than even I do. And I respect that, and I appreciate that. And I think any older person who thinks that they don't have anything to learn from a younger person is missing out on quite a lot. They're missing out on a huge part of their journey. I think we can all learn from each other, and so I'm just gonna say from the bottom of my heart, every last one of you, I have respect for you. I think you guys are awesome. I think you're so cool, and you know, you guys are the ones who are making sure that no one forgets about this music. You know, until I discovered you guys on YouTube, I thought that kids your age, I thought you guys did not care about music from the past, that you didn't care about music from the 60s and where it all started. And I was so excited to find a group of of younger people who actually appreciate this music. And not only do you appreciate it, you freaking love it. You know every aspect of it. You impress me with your knowledge. And so I just wanted you to know that I am 41, almost 42 years old, and I have nothing but respect for you guys. And so any of the negative comments, just freaking ignore them, because obviously, you know, someone once said, and I think it was Candy Johnson, and she's a YouTuber. You probably know who she is, but if you don't, I mean, you can watch her if you want to. I don't know. She's like a beauty guru person, but she's really cool. But Candy Johnson once said that unhappy people make kind of unhappy, negative comments, and happy people only say happy things. So just, you know, keep that in mind and ignore the negativity. And I'm so glad to be a part of this channel with you guys. I look forward to possibly collaborating with some of you and learning what you know, and you can learn what I know. But like I said, I'm pretty sure you guys know more than me. And this is just so much fun, and I hope you enjoyed my story time. And everybody have a great week. Stay positive. Everything's gonna be okay. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
The king of Zor, he called for a war, and the king of Zam, he answered. They fashioned their weapons one upon one, ton upon ton. They called for war at the rise of the sun. Out went the call to one and to all, that echoed and rolled like the thunder. Trumpets and drums, roar upon roar.